Noswaith ar pawb. Sut dach chi heno? Heno dwi'n mynd I sôn am arian I Ynys Môn. Today I was delighted to be part of Operation Eagle, the volunteer team delivering COVID tests door to door in Holyhead. With my buddies, I delivered kits around Waterside, Lower Park Street and Newry Street areas. And I'll be out again tomorrow, collecting the kits to send off for analysis. Whilst it's been disappointing to see Holyhead in the headlines for high COVID infections recently, it's testament to the community spirit here that a full emergency testing programme has been instigated within a matter of days. Anglesey Council, working with Betsy Cadwallader University Health Board, Medran Morn and other agencies have really pulled out all the stops to make this happen. In addition to the door-to-door operation, there are now 3 testing centres in Holyhead. One at the Chippy Chippy car park for those with COVID symptoms, one at the leisure centre for those without symptoms, and one at the car park opposite the branch for those with children in years 7 to year 13. There's also a vaccination clinic this weekend in Ysbyty Penrhos Stanley, so the pool of local volunteers has been very stretched. That's why, alongside locals, volunteers have come in from as far away as Llangollen to Wrexham to help Operation Eagle. As a community, we must be grateful to everyone who's helped. And walking around some areas of Holyhead today reminded me how much this town needs good quality local jobs. The chimney at Anglesey Aluminium no longer smokes, but it's clearly visible day and night as a reminder of our large-scale employers of the past. The UK government is committed to levelling up across the whole of the United Kingdom to ensure that no community is left behind again, particularly as we recover from the COVID-19 pandemic. And across Anglesey, this commitment represents a real opportunity to create new high-skilled employment and training opportunities, to reverse 2 decades of unnecessary and unforgivable economic decline that our communities here have endured. The UK government's making the biggest changes in over a decade to the way that local economic growth is supported. It's setting its sights on regenerating town centres and high streets, supporting people into employment, improving local transport and investing in local culture. It also wants to give communities a stronger voice to take over cherished local assets that might otherwise be lost. And after my morning on the streets of Holyhead today, I met virtually with the leader, Chief Executive and Deputy Chief Executive of Anglesey County Council to discuss how we can maximise the opportunities that are currently on offer. We've already seen the UK government's commitment to Anglesey, with £4.8 million given to the Holyhead Hydrogen Hub in this month's budget. The government now wants to work with local councils and communities across England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland to understand and prioritise funding to meet the needs of local areas. That is why the new funds that the government has introduced across the UK are to be driven by local authorities. This will allow funding to be more agile and more closely aligned to local economic geographies. We want to see real results driven by local knowledge from wide-ranging funding opportunities, not piecemeal bits and pieces of funding that fit narrow criteria and deliver isolated and short-lived benefits. And to support these objectives, the UK government has launched 3 new investment programmes to help communities right across the country. They all share common challenges and opportunities, which the UK government is determined to address in collaboration with local partners. And details of 2 of these programmes have recently been announced. They represent huge opportunities for our island, and the programmes are called the Levelling Up Fund and the UK Community Renewal Fund. The Levelling Up Fund is focused on capital funding for transport, town regeneration and cultural projects, which will deliver real economic and employment benefits for local areas. Each local authority in Wales and Scotland, and some in England, will be given capacity funding to help produce bids of up to £20 million from this fund. The Community Renewal Fund will primarily support projects needing revenue funding, and Anglesey has been prioritised within this fund and will again receive capacity funding to help it produce bids. Up to £3 million could be delivered locally to projects that invest in skills, local businesses, community and employment just this year. I'm determined that we seize every opportunity to bring new investment and jobs to Anglesey. And although bids for these funds are the responsibility of local councils, I'm already working with the Isle of Anglesey County Council to identify potential opportunities and help them put together high quality, dynamic and ambitious bids to deliver tangible positive change for our island. I mentioned earlier the £4.8 million already committed to the Holyhead Hydrogen Hub, and I've spoken before about my commitment to bringing a free port here to Anglesey. Every step I take, working with local, regional and national partners, I become more convinced that the £4.8 million is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what Anglesey stands to gain over the next few years. Nahi fy ngorau, tan y tro nesa.